uccs.edu.
I wish there was a place where I could get all my UCCS athletic information, game previews, game results. I wish there was a place where I could get interviews with players and coaches.
There is, and it's called The Lions Den, and it's found exclusively on UCCS Radio, so join hosts MJ and Martin every Tuesday at 10 on The Lions Den, the official source for UCCS sports.
This is Johnny Keene, head coach for the UCCS men's soccer team, and you're tuned in to The Lions Den, the official source for UCCS sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome in. You're tuned in to The Lions Den, the official source for UCCS sports. I'm the sports MC, MJR Jamandi, broadcasting live on the beautiful campus of the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, and I am joined for the first time ever by my brand new co-host, the lovely Kelsey Helgeson.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you sound so excited to be here.
I'm so excited.
You should be. You are now part of history here at UCCS. This is the first time UCCS has ever had its own sports radio show. That's right. And now you are one of a select few to be a co-host here. Yeah. Talk about Make-A-Wish, huh? I'm saying, right?
Talk about
Dreams do come
Make-A-Wish.
true here at UCCS.
It's true.
That's right. Well, Kelsey, we should probably tell the millions and millions of listening Lions out there why exactly you are the perfect person to be a co-host here. I gotta tell you, you do have some pretty large shoes to fill. Martin had big feet, and Amber is just really good at what she does. But now you're here, and you are an intern with the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
It's true.
It's like right across the street.
It is.
That's kind of fun. That the whole RMAC operations go down right across the street from UCCS.
Fun fact.
And you do stuff there.
I do a lot of stuff there.
Like what? What do you do?
I
get stuff from you sometimes, press releases, right?
do.
What else do you do?
I do the media relations stuff there, so I do all the press releases. I do game programs, championship rosters, programs, guidebooks, basically anything.
What don't you do?
I don't do
Commissioning? You don't do the commissioning?
I don't do the radio show.
Oh, the RMAC radio show.
Yeah.
I hear they're okay. I mean, not quite on par with the Lions Den, but
Right.
Eric Danner does good things over there.
He's awesome, but
Yeah,
I
he
chose the upgrade and came over to the Lions Den.
That's right. That's right. The Lions Den. That's where it's all about. And you're an intern with sports information here at UCCS as well.
I am.
So you did soccer this past year,
Soccer.
and you played soccer. 4 years of collegiate soccer at the world-renowned St. Cloud, right?
It is world renowned.
That's right.
It is.
I just found out that it was world-renowned earlier today.
Anybody who knows me knows all about St. Cloud.
St. Cloud. Well, you wear the apparel still. We got to get you some UCCS gear.
We do. I need to get out of my has-been status, and I need to get the upgrade with UCCS. gear.
Yeah, you need some Lions Den stuff.
Hint,
like, you see,
hint.
I got a Lions Den. Oh, hint, hint. He needs one of these shirts. Lions Den, yeah. You don't got one of those.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm working my way up to it.
Okay. Yeah, it's all a progression.
Right.
Right.
One of these days.
One of these days we'll get you a shirt. Moving
What's
on
a
up.
girl got to do around
Right?
here?
Just to get a shirt. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Well, Kelsey, I got to tell you, I am extremely excited that we're doing the show on Thursdays every week now to preview all the upcoming events. And we're going to do this. We're launching the expansion show. You are doing this.
Making history.
History in the making. You know what? I mean, I'm saying the millions and millions of listening Lions, they've been begging for more Lions Den. They're like, we need more. We need more. You ask, and you shall receive.
True. Do your ears justice and listen in.
That's right. We meet the demands of our fans. That's just how we roll here on the Lions Den. So, Kelsey, first show of the semester.
Mm-hmm.
How was break?
Break was great.
Break was great.
Mhm.
What was so great about break, other than that you weren't doing work or school? Obviously, that's cool. But what'd you do?
I went back home.
Home.
Mhm.
Where's home?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesotian.
Yep, Minnesotan proud.
Minnesotan proud. St. Cloud proud.
That's right.
You got to have the mountain lion pride, though, I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
But over break, it was
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gotta go back to your roots.
Gotcha. And what do you do in Minnesota when you go to Minnesota?
I play hockey.
Hacky?
Yes.
Play hacky. Like on ice.
Yes.
With pucks.
Yep.
That kind of hacky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you win? Do you check fools? What do you do?
You know,
Start
I don't.
fights? Throw the gloves off to start?
I don't. I try not to. I have quite the intimidation factor,
I
and
bet.
with a stature like mine,
I don't want any
you
part of
got-
it. I'm like, you know what? She's coming at me. I'm
Yeah.
getting out of the way.
Yeah, power. You know, power is a crazy thing, and it needs to be harnessed in some people like mine. So I try not to check people or start fights.
I mean, you don't want to devastate them and injure them
Right.
severely.
Right.
Yeah, I
I
can
mean, you
see
never
that.
know what you're capable of.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm not going to ever test that. So you stay on
You've
your
been
side
warned.
over there, and I'll stay on my side. Except here in a few minutes, we're going to have head coach Corey Laster, the UCCS women's basketball team head coach. He's going to be on the show. So you're going to have to come on the other side and sit over here. So I'm going to have
Beware.
to be on my best behavior, apparently, so I don't get checked, because I don't want to get checked
It's true.
like that. That's kind of not fun. So let's not do that. But we are going to get to that here in a few minutes. But what else did you do over break? Just played lots of hockey?
Yep. Saw friends and family and
Friends
just
and
played some
family.
outdoor puck.
Outdoor puck.
Yep.
Outdoor puck. We don't do that a lot here in Colorado. Not a lot of outdoor puck. No. Not big into hockey here. But in Minnesota,
It's getting there. It's all right. Nothing compared to the homeland, but it's all right.
I see. So do you ever go to any hockey games here in UCCS in the area?
I do. On March 7th and 8th, actually, St. Cloud State comes to play Colorado College at the Wald Arena.
Boo! Colorado College.
Boo is right.
Yeah. So we'll both be rooting for St. Cloud that day.
Yep.
I don't root for Colorado College for anything.
Right.
I bleed UCCS black and gold.
Whoa.
That's right. Cut me open. It's black and gold. Gonna pour out of these veins. That's right. That is Mountain Lion Pride.
That's something.
And we're gonna
That's
get you
kinda
there.
scary.
We'll get you there. That's right. We gotta ditch the St. Cloud and you gotta take on and embrace the Mountain Lion Pride. But we'll work on that as the weeks go by. But you're here. First and
Yeah.
foremost, you made it, and
Mhm.
you're gonna be here every week. So that's the first step.
Looking forward to it.
Perfect. Well, again, I'm so excited. The expansion show has arrived. It's here. So we're going to preview all the things coming up this weekend, including the City Auditorium game. And to help us do that is going to be the UCCS women's basketball coach, Corey Laster. And you know what? I just saw him poking in the window. He's here. He's ready to go. He is so ready for this interview. I met up with him yesterday, and we talked about a few things. He's actually excited to be here. I don't really know if
Why
that's
wouldn't
true or
he?
not, but he showed up, so we're going to talk to him, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, because when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to have head coach Corey Laster in the studio, and we're going to talk all things UCCS women's basketball, including the Downtown Classic this Saturday at the City Auditorium. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Lions Den.
I wear a mean dark pair of shades. And you can't see my eyes unless my head is bent. You dig?
We fly, no lie. You know this. Pouring rise outside. It's like showbiz.
We stay fly, no lie, and you know this. Lips and thighs, oh my, stay focused.
More getting paper, I buy big cars. A-fly rides to drive in my garage. Stay sky high, fly with the stars. G4 flights, 80 grand large. So we lean with it, pop with it. Vertical Jones, mean with the top missing. I'm staying clean with the bottom kitted. I hopped out, saggy jeans and my rock glisten. But I spent about 8 grand, mommy on stage, doing the ring dance. She let it hit the floor, made it pop. Got my pedal to the floor, screaming cops. We fly, no lie, you know this. Pouring rise outside, it's like showbiz.
We stay fly, no lie, and you
So I speed through life like it's no tomorrow. 100 G's worth of ice on the Audemars. And we in the street life till they call alarm. I made the whip get naked while I switch gears. Looking at the bracelet, step out, show me what you all about. Flashbacks to last night of me balling out. 1 a.m. we was at the club. 2 a.m. 10 bottles above. And by 3 something I was thinking about grub. So I stumbled to the car, do the drinks and the drugs. Twisted, we fly, no lie, you know this. Foreign rides, outside, it's like showbiz.
We stay fly, no lie, and you know this. Lips and thighs, oh my, stay focused.
I keep 20 in the pocket. You talking buck 80 if the Bentley is the topic. But of course, gotta fly the spur to the hood and roll dice on side the curb. Now I know a G a bet might sound absurd. Try 80 up Lennox cause I got an urge. The rap game like the crack game. Lifestyle, rich, famous, living in the fast lane. So when I bleep, shorty bleep back. Louis Vuitton belt where I'm keeping all the heat strapped. I beat the trail over Rucker. All guns loaded in the back, motherfuckers. We fly, no lie, you know this. Foreign rides, outside, it's like showbiz. We fly, no lie, you know this. Foreign rides, outside, it's like showbiz.
We stay fly, no lie, and you know this. Lips and thighs, oh my, stay focused.
Chill. Need to stay focused when you dealing with a motherfucker. She know my name, Jones, one eye, capital status, only above, motherfucker. It's Dipset Bird Gang, we born to fly. Y'all know the rules, fall back or fall back. Somebody tell my I'm looking for. You dig? Another day, another dollar, fast like.
We stay fly, no lie, and you know this. Lips and thighs, oh my, stay focused. We stay fly, no lie.
UCCS Radio is brought to you by the generous support of the College of Business.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lion's Den, the official source for UCCS Sports. Kelsey, this is the first time I've asked you this question, but it's coming quite often as we progress over the semester. What makes us the official source for UCCS Sports? Tell the millions and millions of listening Lions.
Well, in case you didn't hear the so official intro song
Uh-huh.
and you still have questions,
Uh-huh.
we are the only source.
Uh-huh. So that makes us the official source.
Yeah.
When you're the only one, it makes you the official one.
Yeah,
Yeah, so by default, we're the official source.
yeah, and it's good enough.
And it's our slogan.
Mhm.
So it has to be true.
Yeah.
But I would say because we get some of the coaches in right into the studio, like the head coach of the UCCS women's basketball team, Coach Corey Laster, live in the studio right now. Coach, how you doing?
I am good. Happy to be here. Hope
Good.
everybody's doing well out there.
The millions and millions of listening Lions are on the edge of their seat right now, waiting for what should be a compelling interview, right?
Oh, I tell you what, I can't wait to talk to you guys.
Excellent.
That's
Well,
awesome.
let's go ahead and start with the hard-hitting questions here. There was a lot of anticipation coming into the season. Everybody expected a championship. Huge disappointment when Peyton Manning threw how many interceptions and the Broncos got annihilated. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did watch the Super Bowl.
What
I
happened?
did.
What did you
Well,
think about that game?
I have to admit, I'm from Indiana, so I followed Peyton Manning for a long time. But I remember in Indiana, we didn't have a football team, so I grew up watching the Steelers. And then I remember when we stole Baltimore's team.
Stole them
We stole a Baltimore
in the
team.
middle of the night.
Yes, that's right. And, we had our own kind of franchise, and then Peyton came in and really changed what football was to Indiana because, it's known as basketball state.
Yep.
So I have to say that, really Seattle was the better team. No question about it. Young guys, fast, strong. Peyton had no time to throw the ball.
He looked old.
He looked, I wouldn't, old, for us guys that are up there, been around a little bit. That's such a scary word, but I would just say that in my perspective, Seattle was the better team.
Yeah.
Definitely, no question.
I would agree.
Yes.
Did you expect it to go down like that?
Well, I love Colorado. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say that I'm the biggest Bronco fan, but I've grown to appreciate all those fans that are out there. I don't mind the colors that are there, orange and blue. But I would say that it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise.
I would agree.
Yes,
Fair enough.
definitely.
Fair enough.
So,
your team is the Steelers.
yes, love the Steelers.
How do you feel about the Steelers right now? They were on the cusp of making the playoffs.
Yeah,
much better than my Raiders. I might add, but-
sometimes, I look at the franchise and they've won so much. And,
Yeah. What do you got, 5 Super Bowls?
Yeah, we've 5 Super Bowls. We've been there so many times. And,
Been there, done that, so
it's kind
passe.
of like, maybe it's time to let somebody else have an opportunity
Yeah.
to see what it's like to go to a Super Bowl.
Been
But I'm
interesting.
confident that they'll be back. Mike, he'll have the guys ready to go next year. And they should have made the playoffs this year if it wasn't for a few controversial calls and other games. But, like you said, we didn't do our jobs over the course of the season. But I'm optimistic that that franchise, they know how to win, know how to draft. So watch out. Watch out.
Coming.
Yes, definitely. No question about it.
I don't think I would feel so confident saying that about my team. They're not coming.
Oh, yeah?
The Raiders aren't coming.
Yep. You still Raider fan? Is that?
For life.
Yes.
For life.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
That's loyalty.
I do respect
I gotta
that.
be that. I was born in Oakland. I gotta represent where I'm from.
I do respect that.
Even if
I
they're
respect people that have supported their teams
Yeah.
all their lives and not trying to jump from one bandwagon to the next.
Yeah. In the
So-
good, the bad, and the ugly. It's
Yes.
just been all bad and ugly
Yes,
my whole life.
that's right. But you know what? The draft, you have some things to look forward to in the future, and just you never know what could happen.
I see that every year.
Yes.
And it just never happens.
Yes. Well, you know what? Every squirrel will find a nut at some point.
Yeah, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, right? Even
Yeah,
a
I think you
broken
said it better
claw.
than me. That's right.
Blind
Yeah.
squirrel finds a nut
Yeah,
every once
but
in
I'm
a while.
optimistic. There's always a new year and always,
Yeah.
an opportunity to look forward to something new.
That's my favorite day of the football season is the day after the Super Bowl because then my team is just as good or bad as any
That's
other
right.
team.
The records start over
That's
again,
right.
right? That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way.
I'm so excited for the off season.
Yes, that's right. Well, you never know. You never know. I'll tell you what. But what about a Oakland and Steelers type of rivalry? Should we get it going?
I think we had one, the Immaculate Reception,
Yes.
which gave you one of your Super Bowl wins that you shouldn't have had, that I should have had. So we should both have 4 Super Bowl rings.
Okay, yeah, that's
So the rivalry's there.
Yeah,
It's just hard to have a rivalry when neither team is the top of their game.
That's right. I sense a little bit of bitterness there, but
I wasn't even alive for that game, so I can't be too bitter. But I know my history a little bit. So,
you do,
yeah,
you do.
a little bit. So did you watch the commercials at all?
I did. Love the commercials. Love the commercials. I thought it was a really good year for Super Bowl commercials. I think the couple that stood out to me, I can't describe everything that they were selling, but the dog,
And the horse?
Yes, the dog.
What's up with that? It's like the horse and the dog had kind of a thing going on. That's kind of odd.
I'm
but
not
it was
sure.
Cute. It was real
Anything
cute.
with animals in the Super Bowl, it's gold right
Kind
there.
of a tearjerker.
Absolutely.
It
And then
was.
what was the commercial with the guy in the time machine? That commercial was pretty interesting
Oh
too.
yeah,
So,
that was funny. The little kid tricked him with the Doritos.
That's right. Oh yeah, Doritos commercial. Yeah, that was hilarious. I
What a
love
sucker that
commercial.
guy was. But
Yes.
there's always a sucker somewhere,
Yes.
and that kid found him.
Absolutely. So
I like the one with Hulk Hogan.
yes, Hulk Hogan, definitely
Twisted
awesome.
Sister.
Twisted
I'm a
Sisters.
big professional wrestling fan.
Yes, absolutely.
Kind
And
of a
then
closet wrestling fan.
Yes.
It's not so cool to say, but yeah. I
what
grew up
did you
watching.
think about the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh,
The
playing ping
governor.
pong.
Yes.
I think that is legit. He's
Yes.
a ping pong champ.
Yes.
I think he was right in his
Yes.
element with the short
Yeah.
shorts and everything.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
him.
I mean, maybe the wig. I mean, you would know that guy anywhere, no matter what he wore.
Yeah, he can't
Absolutely.
disguise himself.
That's right.
Yeah,
So
that was
no,
a
I
good
thought it was an awesome. I mean, really all you had to look forward to if you're a Bronco fan was the commercials in that game.
I still find it funny that Tim Tebow had a more successful day during the
Yes.
Super Bowl than Peyton Manning with his commercials.
Yeah,
he
that
was
is
in.
ironic. What do you think about that? I mean, here the
That's a-
Broncos are in the Super Bowl, and then Tim Tebow becomes the
Kinda
star.
outshined him.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely.
That's what Peyton didn't want. That's why Tebow's not there anymore. I
That's
thought.
right. That's right. But at least it's in acting. I mean, Peyton Manning though, he's a very good actor, I would say, when it comes to commercials.
He wasn't in any new ones.
No,
I
he
was
wasn't.
surprised by that.
No, it was Tebow's day. I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Yeah.
it was Tebow's time.
He's the future.
That's the
He's not
future
even
of
the
commercials,
now.
Super Bowl
I guess
commercials.
that's all he's got going for him.
Well, I think he's going to be an announcer. He's going to be in your.
That's right.
He's
That's
going to be
right.
competing with you
Yeah,
now.
with me?
Yes.
I'm competing with Tebow.
You are competing with Tebow. I don't know if you realize that now.
Oh,
He's a broadcaster
things
now.
just got real. Things just got real. What was your favorite commercial there, Kelsey? Did you have any favorites?
My
Were they-
favorite was when they sang "God Bless America."
Ooh, the
American
controversial one.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
You like controversy.
I thought it was perfect time to step up with that commercial
Mm.
and celebrate the diversity.
Oh, wow, nice.
Coca-Cola went deep on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola with the sentiment.
Yeah.
They totally outshined Pepsi. Pepsi ain't got nothing on Coca-Cola
Yeah.
now.
So that hit home, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
one was
awesome.
awesome. I
Yeah.
think it's the perfect time to kind of send the message loud and clear, and it's a beautiful, touching way.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic? The most touching commercials were Coca-Cola and Budweiser.
Yes, I
Only
tell
in
you.
America. I don't-
Yes.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So, let's go ahead and switch our focus now. I mean, I'm glad you're on the show, but we didn't talk just about football. You know, as great as the game was.
Yes.
Kind of want to get your thoughts on the team right now.
Mhm.
And, you know, based on the way the season has gone, I would venture to say that the record is not always indicative of how good or bad a team is. And I know we had a conversation yesterday, and we talked a little bit about the comparison with the Lakers
Yep.
of last year.
Yep.
How much talent was on the team, but the wins didn't necessarily reflect that. And I feel like that's a good analogy there, and that's kind of what's happened here this season, because I don't think anybody can deny the talent that's on the team right now is really good, but they just haven't quite gelled this season for whatever reason. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think from all of our perspectives, coaching staff and the players, it's disappointing in terms of like what our expectations are when it came to the season. But you know, a lot of expectations are based upon last year. You know what you did last year. It doesn't automatically carry into this year. You've got to still come together as a group. You've got to work just as hard in the off season in order to have the type of season that you're looking forward to. And it's kind of new territory for women's basketball, period. I mean, if you look at our history, I mean, never has there been a team that's been preseason number one and voted on by the coaches. And it'd be nice to take those predictions and make them reality. But you have to go out and you have to actually execute and do the things that you need to in order to put yourself on top. And in some ways, you know, I think we lost enough off our team that changes who this team is this year. And at the same time, too, I think chemistry is kind of been our biggest challenge all year long, is getting the players that were injured that played for us in my first few years back in the fold and really kind of understanding their role, at the same time mixing in with the kids that we brought in that really stepped in their roles that they had previously, getting them on the same page. Chemistry wise, they really are a group that they get along really well off the court. It's really trying to get that basketball game together, you know, and on the same page. But at the same time, too, it's like they are a confident group, even though it hasn't always been on, you know, in a winning situation for us. They've been in every game this season, probably outside of maybe a couple games. And you always feel like every game, our approach is that you're trying to win games. It's not like you're taking our weekends and saying, okay, let's get Friday's win and, you know, versus Saturday. I think our approach has always been one game at a time. And for some reason this year, we really have struggled shooting the ball. We shot it amazingly last year. I mean, it was kind of a tremendous shooting year, better than any year that I've had since I've been here. And that's been a struggle for us. And I think consistency in our post play. So I think a lot of factors like that has really gone into kind of the way our year is shaped up so far.
So you only had one senior on the team last year with a predominant role. One senior at all, the lone wolf, Lauren Wolfinger. And it's interesting to me because typically when you have a large group of seniors, they graduate, you see a completely different team. But I feel like maybe it was overlooked how much she really did bring to the team and united everything and brought that chemistry. The one player, but the only senior last year, not on the team now. And it feels like you said, it's kind of a different team than it was a year ago.
Yeah, I think a lot of our girls point to her leadership. And it doesn't mean that our current leaders aren't doing the kinds of things that they need to do to be successful. I think that they learn from Lauren as much as anybody on our team. And I think, you know, some of the players would describe her as sort of the glue that a lot of people connected to. So she really related to our new kids, our freshmen, and as well as our juniors that we currently have on the roster. And I think a lot of them looked up to her as a player. And you look at what she brought to the team. I mean, she was a confident, really confident player. Played a lot of minutes, started as a freshman, and was really not intimidated with any situation out there on the floor. Wouldn't hesitate to take the last shot in that moment. And I think a lot of players drew confidence from her leadership. And you look at her last game. I mean, we played CCU where we got upset against, got beat by CCU in our tournament game. I mean, I've never seen a player that went out the way that she went out. I mean, it was her
Career
best
high on the last night of her career.
Absolutely, best game of her career.
Yeah.
And that's a kid that really understood that her time was running out. And I think you sometimes have to understand that as a player, that some players maybe approach it to where they feel like they've got all this time, and before you know it, your career's done, and you have to play like it's your last game. And I think Wolf in that moment understood that, and I think that's a lesson that a lot of our players are learning this year. They had success really early. I mean, a lot of our freshmen that are sophomore now, they had success early, and I think sometimes you can be lured into a false sense of security that you're good enough where you are in order to get to that next level. And honestly, we didn't achieve what our goals were last year. And so you actually have to come back with a different mindset that you got to do whatever it takes to get yourself over that hump. And I'm not sure that you quite understand. They understood that. And I think we're learning that lesson this year, for sure. And if you're going to be number one, everybody is going to play their best game against you, and you have to be ready to meet that challenge. And just because you had success last year, it's not going to be the thing that you have to rest on. You have to be in the gym on a regular basis. You got to really sacrifice, what you need to do in order to be successful for your team. And I think our girls in some ways, are learning what it takes in order to be at that level, because you can learn from the winning situations, and you can learn from the losing situations, the things that you don't want to be about. So
You mentioned a few moments ago the game against CCU, Colorado Christian University. For the opening round of the RMAC shootout last season, the Mountain Lions hosted. That was only the second game in program history that the Mountain Lions hosted in the playoffs. And so that in and of itself was quite the feat. And I would imagine it's just the expectations have risen a little bit. Isn't that part of the evolution of the program, though, in a sense, is that 5-6 years ago, the expectations were not what they are now either. So can you talk a little bit about that, just the progress of the program since you've been here? And every single season, you have not finished where the projections have placed you, and every year coming into this year, you've exceeded those projections, and that's part of that progression as well.
Absolutely. I mean, this would have been a good year to actually meet those expectations. No question about it. I mean, I think it starts at the top. It starts with our leadership and where they come from and their experiences that they have. We have those guys have come from winning situations and have an idea of what it takes in order to be successful. And I point to not only our program, but across the board, athletics as a whole. We're positioning ourselves to be successful, and we want to be successful. So you look at the success that our men's basketball team is having, and that's the direction that all of our programs want to go. I think the thing we have to figure out is how to sustain it every year, where you're that dominant team that everybody hates to play because they know that they're going to bring it, and they have the talent to a point of where they can win and be successful every situation, every game. And so that's where you want to be at. I think that's the next step for all of our programs. You look at cross country, they've been super successful. They've been probably the most consistent, along with our golf team. And I think all our other programs that are coming along, like women's soccer is reaching all new heights, men's soccer reaching all new heights. I think we want to sustain those that success. We all are trying to achieve that. And at the same time, I think that expectations should be there. You want to have some sort of high goal to achieve, because I think if no one's driving the bus and pushing you hard, you're going to be out in the wind. And I use that analogy. I think we were talking about this earlier about, if you're going to work out and you go by yourself, you can stop anytime you want. But if you have that coach there or that's pushing you, or that trainer there that's pushing you, they're probably going to make you do a little bit more than what you would push yourself sometimes. And so I think that's the way I look at it. You have to have those people there, those individuals, personal goals that are high and something that you can strive for. So they're not anything to fear. I think that's what you want. Places that don't have that, I would guess if you don't have expectation, you're probably not going to have a lot of success.
Can you talk a little bit about Abby Kirkhoff? I mean, she is one of the most talented players I think I've ever seen in my life. What does that kid eat? What's in her diet? What makes her dominate so well? What kind of Kool-Aid is she drinking right now that she dominates any game? I mean, literally, I see her start off with like 2.5 points, 0 for 6, and then she has a game high by the end of the second half. What's the deal with that?
We're always reminding her of the 0-6. Hey, you're 0-6 right now. I'm always challenging her every day in practice. Like, hey, you and I need to play one-on-one here. Let's see what you really got.
Do you play her?
I'm always challenging her. She'll know, like, hey, Ab, let's go. She'll hit a shot in practice or something like that. So I would have blocked that. That's what I tell her all the time. But unfortunately for her, she hasn't had the pleasure of playing against me. But no, actually, it's for me. Actually, I probably would get my ankles broken and things like that. But she's super talented kid. I mean, she came in as a freshman, led us in scoring as a freshman. She's the type of kid that it doesn't matter what kind of mistake she makes on the floor. They don't stick with her. I mean, she just moves on to the next play, to the next play, to the next play. She's not afraid to take chances, I think, and I think that's what makes you a really good player. You have to get beyond your comfort zone and be confident out there on the floor. I think her confidence is at an all-time high, more confident than she was as a freshman and a sophomore. I think she works hard in the summertime. I mean, she's the type of kid that she can score off the dribble. She can shoot. She's shooting amazingly from the three-point line right now, and really increased her scoring average from 14 or 15, whatever she was last year, to 20-something points a game. I mean, not a lot of coaches in the league can say they have a kid like that out there. And she's one of our hardest workers in practice. I mean, she works her butt off, and every day it's consistency. And what you see in her, she translates on the floor. I see it every day in practice. So you guys get a chance to see it in games. So you should see her, if you think she's good in some games, you should see her make some shots in practice. So I think with her, she loves the game, plays all the time. Doesn't matter who you are. I mean, she's the type of kid. I remember last year, we had just got through playing. It might have been at Highlands or Western New Mexico, and we had just finished playing. We're out there waiting for the guys to get. They finished playing their game, so our girls are out there on the floor waiting for the guys to get done, and so we can head out. And she's out there playing against guys. There's a ball out there, and there's fans, and she takes on 2 or 3 fans out there. So I'm like, don't you, isn't the time to be doing something different? So I think that she really loves the game, loves to play. I think she keeps it in the proper perspective, doesn't take the game overly serious to where it stresses her out. So you see that translated on the floor.
Well, she's in the top 15 right now in the nation for free throw percent and scoring right over 23 points per game. I think that is ridiculous.
Yes.
She's getting a lot more comfortable with the post-game interviews, too.
Oh, is she?
I talk to her all the time post-game, and she's starting to warm up to those. I think she's starting to like them even.
Yeah, well, her freshman year, she did an interview when we went to the RMAC. We went to the semifinals, lost to Fort Lewis in Pueblo. And she was a freshman that year, and she had to go in front of the cameras and do an interview. And she actually was terrified. And so I think her interview was interesting during that time. And so she's never forgotten that. And so every time she does an interview, she always is reminded of that situation. I think it pops in her head. And she's just gotten better and better. So now she's a veteran right now, and very comfortable in front of the camera, I guess.
She used to dodge me after the games, not wanting those interviews. Now I think she just knows I'm coming for her, and she embraces it now.
Yeah. If you really knew her, you'd know that she's not shy kid at all.
No.
So she's probably one of our more talkative individuals. Yeah. So the next time you interview her, I will give you a little hint. She is actually one of the best singers on this campus.
Really?
She's super, super talented.
I got to get her on the show.
Like really, really
Kelsey
good.
Loves the karaoke too. Maybe we can have a karaoke competition.
That would. Maybe I'll just
You duel?
Yeah.
You down?
Women's soccer, former player. You can represent women's soccer just as a whole.
The challenge has been thrown down.
And she'll represent all women's basketball players across the country.
The stage has been set.
So you heard her sing?
Yes, we have. We have a tradition on our team. So basically when we are together, when it's just the women's team, when we travel on a road trip, whoever is new, whether it's a coach, a manager, a trainer, a player, they have to sing in front of the whole team. So we all have done it. We all have stood up there.
Oh, really?
It can't be like a commercial. It has to be like a real song.
Wow.
And so every player on our team has gone through that.
Huh.
And so that's the first time her freshman year we heard her sing. We were just blown away. We thought, wow, this kid has some talent. So I'm like, if she doesn't make it in basketball, she certainly can make it in American Idol or some
Right.
show like that.
So she could do the pregame national anthem and then jump right in the game and
Yes,
do it all.
we have we have several singers on our team. You have Abby, you have McKenna Heist, you have
Really?
Shayna Leaf is an
Really?
outstanding talent.
We
She's
got to get all three of them on the show then.
Jess Keenan, she's an
Four.
amazing singer. So we can actually have a nice little group going on. So let us know.
Awesome.
Yes.
We got to make that happen,
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Well, if you let them know, you have to get them in for an interview and just
Right.
surprise them
Okay.
and just like throw it out there
Yeah.
and then like don't let them out of the room until they actually sing.
Lock the doors.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
I'm going to do that. That's going to be awesome. One more person I want to talk to you about really quickly is the senior who starts for you this season, Jerry Pickle.
Mhm.
She's played in over 100 games here at UCCS. That is quite a feat. She's only the 10th player in program history to accomplish that. I think that has to be a testament to her endurance, her conditioning, and she's obviously good enough to be on the team and be a member every single year, productive. And so, I mean, a lot going on there for Jerry. She's a really solid, sound player, well-conditioned. I mean, in your opinion, how big of an accomplishment is that? 100 games here at UCC.
It's amazing. I mean, you look at some of our kids. I mean, we've had, unfortunately, for the last couple of years, we've had a few injuries with our girls, and you look back and you think about some of the girls that have gone through some injuries. You look at Jerry's career, and just to be injury free over the course of her time frame. In her career, she is one of the hardest workers in the weight room. I mean, that kid, if you look at her physically, is a beast. And she, I think she's climbing mountains in the summertime, and I know she swims. She just does a lot of things to keep herself physically fit and really ready to go. She's one of the best defensive kids in the league, I think, and yet with her, she's one that I think a lot of girls look up to in terms of sets the example of in the weight room, and in some cases, sometimes intimidating to some extent. And I think when I had a chance to coach her, I unfortunately didn't recruit her. I kind of inherited her right away. She stood out in just our conditioning. I mean, she was blowing people away as a freshman, and yet has sustained that level for her career. So she is just been an amazing kid for the program, and someone I think that when she graduates, the team will definitely miss as a whole. So great accomplishment for her, for sure.
Do you know she's a great public speaker as well?
She
was my student. I teach public speaking. She was my student her
really?
freshman year. Yeah.
Really? I'll have to tell her that you said that.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a great public speaker.
Yes, I will. She's very comfortable, very self-confident kid. She's a kid that doesn't shy away. Unfortunately, you would not want her to sing for you.
Not her, not Jerry?
Jerry's not a singer, per se, but she is an incredible dancer.
Oh, okay. So she
So,
busts the moves when
she's-
Abby throws down the vocals.
She's an amazing dancer. So I would really invite you to have her, if you have cameras one day in here. Oh, you do have cameras.
You're on camera right now.
Wow, I
That's
have
right.
not even looked at that
That's
once.
right. You are on camera
Hello,
right now.
America.
That's right.
Hello.
Proof.
The
You're in
millions of
studio.
people that are watching us right
Millions
now.
and millions of listening lions.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
Listening and watching.
Yeah, now they're watching on YouTube.
Okay, wow.
That's right. So now there's millions
Whoa.
and millions and millions and millions.
Wow, if I would have
Yeah.
known that, I would have dressed a little bit more
Done the hair a little different.
professionally.
Yeah,
I would have
try
done
to
my
do the
hair.
up when I'm
That's
on
true.
TV a little bit more.
You and
Yeah.
I, we're very similar in that way.
That's right.
For sure.
That's
We
right.
do our thing. Do our thing. But yes, definitely get her in here to dance. You
I
would-
will. I'm
you would
going to
like
get
it.
Abby in here to sing, and then Jerry's going to bust
That's
the
right.
moves. That's
That's
going
right.
to be quite the
Yes.
show.
And we're hoping that you enjoy watching us play basketball. as
Oh,
well.
yeah, and the
So,
basketball thing,
yes,
right?
we do play basketball.
Right, there's a
And,
game this Saturday, right?
There's
What do you know about this, Kelsey?
Downtown Classic.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you feel about that, Coach? Downtown Classic. Not just the game, you're playing CSU Pueblo, but just the idea as a whole. Last year was the inaugural Downtown Classic at the City Auditorium in an effort to build a partnership with downtown Colorado Springs, help rebuild a historic building in the City Auditorium. The court wasn't necessarily the best, but I think the event went off really well. What are your thoughts on just playing in that kind of a venue?
Yes, well, I'll tell you what, right off the bat, we had one of our best crowds of the entire year down there. And it was actually held when our students were not when classes were not in session. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that we're going to have great attendance. And I really hope people come out and see that venue. I'm real supportive of what we're trying to do and really revitalize downtown, get people down there to see all the things that you have to offer, and what an opportunity for the city of Colorado Springs to see Division II basketball, and you get to see good teams play. I mean, this is a great level of sport. You have Pueblo, a men's team that's doing real well. We're playing a tough women's basketball team, a lot of seniors on that team. And so we were competitive last time down there. I mean, we lost by 1, had an 8-point lead with 4 minutes to go, and Pueblo's got a lot of seniors that play hard. So I expect a really competitive game down there. And I'm hoping people come down. I know that they redid the floor, so I'm
It
excited.
looks good. It's a
Yes.
real basketball court now.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen pictures, and we were slated to go down today. I know they're doing some final touches down there.
Bringing in the hoops.
Yes, bringing in the hoops. It's actually a great basketball venue. When you see wood everywhere in the stands, that's what I
Old
love.
school.
Yes, that's the way I grew up.
Yeah.
In the Ys and the parks. Playing in the high school gyms like that. I feel like the crowd is right on top of you. So, man, definitely get down there, see some really great basketball.
How do you feel about the fact that it's a home game, but you're not really playing at home, so it's slightly a disadvantage in that sense, but at the same time, you're playing in Colorado Springs, so it is an advantage? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it is challenging. It's a little bit more of a challenge for our team, particularly when all of our home games are important, when we have 7 left down the stretch for us to have an opportunity trying to make the playoffs. So it's a tough situation, but at the same time, I think the bigger picture outweighs kind of that aspect of it. So we'll get down there and have a chance to practice tomorrow, practice Friday. So we'll have some opportunities to get comfortable down there, and I'm hoping that the crowd makes it a home game for us. So that's going to be the big key.
So moving down the stretch, what player or position would you like to or expect to kind of step up and help alleviate some of that pressure from Abby? Because it feels like Abby, game in and game out, she's scoring tons of points.
Yes. And again, I think, you look, what you want is that balance scoring amongst all the players. But, Abby's a unique player. I mean, there's not a lot of players in our league that are at her level of play. And so, I mean, I think she's doing what she does because she's capable of doing it. And, all year long, I think it's been about her post play, whether we play good interior defense, whether we can score on the inside, that has been the big key for us. And, I think some of our losses, and Tori Fisher, who's been out for the season, Hannah Knight, which was a change. She was our best post defender based on, her numbers last year. Those kids we definitely missed on the interior. But we have some talented kids like our Sam Patterson, Sam Gentile, Kelly Kruger that really need to step up and play well for us to have a shot at beating Pueblo. And then I'm looking at our guards. We have Gabby Ramirez, who started as a freshman. I think really good shooter, and if she's on, she's outstanding.
Hard
And
to guard, right?
Yeah,
When she's on.
yeah. I think she's had a difficult shooting year this year. There's no question about it. But she has that capability of being a good scorer for us, and as well as Jerry Pickle. She's been streaky and has had good games this year. So I think those kids, we're looking forward for them to step up. And then you have Jess Keenitz. I think she's actually having her best year.
Solid year, very efficient.
Best year of her career so far. And she's very efficient, but I think with her, our challenge has been take more shots, take more chances. She's very, very much stays within that comfort zone and her wheelhouse. But I think she has all the tools to be an outstanding player in our league. I mean, she can drive the ball, dribble, shoot outside, post you up on the interior. So I think we're looking for her to still have that breakout game. And I think what we're hoping for as a whole, I mean, I think there's very few games where I felt like everybody has played, has been there playing our best game all the way around. You saw glimpses of it against Black Hills State. I still think our best all-around game defensively and offensively was Western State. I mean, we were very efficient offensively, great defensively. And so I'm still looking for this group in our last 7 games, and not only this weekend, Saturday against Pueblo, to really try to get on the same page. Everybody's working together, in terms of what we're trying to do.
So how do you feel right now about that final stretch? 7 games left, big game against Pueblo, a few home weekends, 2 home weekends, so 4 more home games, 5 out of the 7 are home games, although the City Auditorium kind of not at home.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about the current position? I mean, you're in prime position to make that run and still grab one of those playoff spots. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we have no wiggle room, for error. I mean, we have to, every game is important for us. And, we put ourselves in this situation where we sort of have to win. We have 5 out of our last 7 at home and are technically home games. So this is our best and only opportunity to make a run. So I'm still optimistic. I think at our best, we're a pretty scary team still in the league. And yet, to some extent, we still are working on things that we need to do in order to be a good basketball team. So this is a great opportunity for us to, being at home for 5 out of the 7 situation or games in our situation. For us to finally make that run. And I still think we haven't played great basketball, and we're capable of playing much better than how we've played. And so I think if we can grab one of those spots, we can be a very scary basketball team for anybody in there. And so I liken it to, I had a year before I came to UCCS where I was at Bucknell, and we were preseason 1 and had a really rough season, a really difficult season, and we made a run at the end and ended up winning the Patriot League championship. And we had a veteran group, which really helped. So I'm still hoping for one of those kind of runs. I know this team is talented enough to do it, but we're going to need people to keep supporting us. And this is the same group that set some records last year, and so they play a great brand of basketball. So I think it'll be fun and interesting for everybody.
Final question. Who is your favorite UCCS play-by-play announcer?
You are, of course.
Yes.
You are.
I do that.
Of course, if Tim Tebow went to school here.
Oh, come on, Coach.
I would have to say that Tim Tebow might get my nod.
Because he Tebowed. So if I Tebowed,
you Tebowed.
Or MJ'd, I got
yes, MJ'd, yes.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
So I got to start doing that.
Yes.
Mid-broadcast, I'm going to do
Are
it.
you familiar with LeBroning too? Yes.
That one?
Yeah.
I can do that.
If you do that too, that'd be popular.
Like that?
At together.
All at once?
that would be a feat.
That's
number
right.
one, definitely.
Mid-court? Should I go out center court and do it?
At center court.
All right.
But I tell you, I would have to go with you. No question about it. No
My
question.
man. All right.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks for having me. We appreciate it.
I do appreciate you stopping by. For the fans, again, big game this weekend, Downtown Classic, City Auditorium. I'll be there. You'll be there. Kelsey will be there.
Yes.
The players will be there.
Yes.
It's going down.
All right. Thank you.
We'll see you out there. Thanks again for stopping by, Coach. Fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more preview here on the Lions Den right after this commercial break.
Get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. All right.
Party people
DJ King 7 with the warrior Don Christian for Yada the King Radio. Tune in on Thursdays at 6 p.m. on radio.uccs.edu to get it in with us.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lions Den, the official source for UCCS Sports. A big thank you to head coach Corey Laster of the UCCS women's basketball team for stopping by, taking time out of his busy schedule to come talk Super Bowl, Mountain Lions, and various other things. So thanks again, Coach. Really do appreciate it. City Auditorium again this Saturday night, but the women's team is not the only team in action there, Kelsey. The
That's
men's
right.
team also in action. How good are they right now, too? They're on a pretty good streak, right?
Yeah.
The women about to turn it all around. And I forgot to tell Coach Laster this, and this is something you should be aware of, too. I should have told Coach Laster. But he's probably listening right now. And he's recorded the show, and I'm sure he's going to save it in his archives. But when you come on the show, athletes and coaches, everybody who's been on the show knows you get what's known as the Lions Den bump. Right? So when you come on the show, you can expect that the next game you play in or the preceding games, you are going to just excel beyond the wildest imagination.
The unfair advantage.
The unfair advantage that we have that nobody else in the RMAC has. Point in case, we had Jordan Carter and we had Jake Campbell from the UCCS men's basketball team on at the start of the season. Now, Kelsey, tell the millions and millions of fans how good the men's team is doing.
Well, currently sitting on a 4-game winning streak. They are 13-6 overall, 10-5 in the RMAC, which is good enough to put them in the 3rd spot in the conference.
So if the season ended today, they would host the first playoff game in program history.
No big deal.
No big deal. Lions Den bump. Coincidence?
I think not.
I think not. Precisely my thoughts. I think not. You're absolutely right. So, Coach, be prepared for the bump. You are about to go on a 7-game winning streak, and you're about to win the entire championship because you came on the show. So, you're welcome, and thank you for coming on the show. Yeah, see, it's a very reciprocal relationship here on the Lions Den.
Mm-hmm.
But the men's team, they're going to be in action Saturday night after the women's team, so approximately 7:30 will be tip-off. UCCS right now led by Derek White, the reigning RMAC Freshman of the Year, averaging just under 20 points per game. Alex Welsh really coming on strong as of late. He's averaging 13.5 points a game and leading the team with over 6.5 rebounds per game. He's had a monster few weeks. And then Dalton Patton. There's simply no answer for this guy. Under the hoop. Yeah, that's a big kid. 6'10"? That's like 2 of me.
He's got a couple inches on us.
Just a couple. Just a couple. I got to look up to him. Anytime I talk to him, he always talks down to me. Banana. I don't think he does it intentionally. Yep. So sometimes I get a booster step and I got to jump.
He's not
just
kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I've done that. So the Thunderwolves are led this season by number 15, Nathan Tigner, averaging 15 points per game. That is pretty good. He had 22 the last time the teams met, but UCCS won in the previous matchup on January 4th, 101-93. That's pretty impressive.
Quite the shootout.
Quite the shootout in Pueblo at the Masari Arena. Now they're going to the Downtown Classic. That should be a home game for us. So I'm projecting more than 100 points.
That's a big projection.
Big projection. That's what we do here, Kelsey. We go big.
We
go
do.
Big or go home.
Well, the bump is with us.
That's right. The bump is with us. The bump is in our favor. Absolutely. And last time they met, Derek White had a game-high 27 points and recorded a program record 6 block shots. It was a block party in Pueblo hosted by Derek White. He's trying to repeat. Mr. Popular Derek White with the parties. That was a lot of fun. And Tim Billingsley also with 18 points that game. The double-double machine, Alex Welsh, had his second consecutive double-double with 11 rebounds and 11 points. I did interview him after the game. He's a pretty tall guy as well. I'm just really short. That's all right. So be sure to check out the Downtown Classic. Kelsey, you're going to be there?
I am going to be there.
What are you doing? What do you do during the game?
I do the video boards.
Video boards?
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Player fouls.
Fouls, yeah. Okay, fouls. Perfect. So, That's what you'll be doing on Saturday.
That's where I will be, and that's what I'll be doing.
Perfect. I'm going to be there too. That's going to be a lot of fun. Downtown Classic, City Auditorium. The first game tips off at 5:30. Fans, get your tickets early because there's no guarantee they will be at the door. We're hoping for a sellout. So if you want your tickets, go to the UC information desk and pick those up prior to the game. And that's your best bet to get a seat. I got a seat. You got a seat.
Front row.
But you might not have a seat. So you better get a seat. And you know what else is happening this weekend, Kelsey? We got softball. It's happening. They're going to Las Vegas, so I'm going to bet no snow is going to hamper these games like they did last weekend when what was supposed to be the season opener. Didn't happen. It's going to happen now. So they're going to Las Vegas, Nevada. The softball team is. And they're playing on February 7th. They're going to start off the season against Northwest Nazarene. And aside from that, the next 4 games, Kelsey, tough opponents. They're some of the top Division II teams in all of the nation. Central Washington, very good. Dixie State, very good. West Texas A&M, very good. Augustina, very good. That's going to be a tough tournament. That's exactly what head coach Scott Peterson wanted, was something to test the team. I think that they're going to have fun, and hopefully they play well. I went last year. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We went on my birthday last year.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot of
This year
fun.
you'll be spending it in balmy Colorado Springs instead.
Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for that. Yes, I'll be here in Colorado Springs for my birthday. Yeah, it's all right, though. It'll be fun still. It'll still be fun. So, fans, be sure to check out those games. Check out next Tuesday's show here on the Lions Den. We'll have all of the recaps for you and get you all the results. And I also interviewed head coach Scott Peterson last week. That video's on YouTube. And I interviewed a few players yesterday. Those are also on YouTube. So check out those interviews. We got Emily Jennings, Danny Fonseca, and Corey Colpins all came in to talk with me about preseason stuff. So those are compelling, riveting interviews found exclusively on the YouTube page of UCCS Athletics. So if you go to GoMountainLions.com, it's on the bottom right-hand corner. There's a link for the YouTube page, and it should be the first video. Check those out. Those are great. Not just because I did them, but they're great anyways. Yeah, they are. Really good. So that's what's going down, Kelsey, over the weekend. Big things popping.
Big things popping.
Big things popping. So, you know, Kelsey, here on the show, we end it every week with a certain way. It's the what to watch for. So, Kelsey, you got to tell them. The lovely Kelsey Helgeson, you got to tell the millions and millions and millions of listening Lions out there what to watch for.
Well, most importantly on what to watch for this Friday happens to be a special occasion. Your favorite MC MJ turns 21 again. Yeah! Happy birthday.
Yeah! It's MJ Day.
Yeah.
You
it
don't
is
have
national.
Friday off yet, but one day it's going to be a national holiday. You'll all get Friday off. That's probably why I'm not scheduled to do any events that day, because it's my birthday day off. Yeah. So what else is there? What to watch for?
Friday and Saturday softball games coming up. All games starting at 12:30. And, of course, the Downtown Classic Saturday night.
Of course, the Downtown Classic. That's what I'm going to be doing Saturday night. I'll be downtown at the game. And then maybe going out downtown afterwards to celebrate MJ Day. Who knows? But we're going to have all the results from those games on Tuesday's show, the recap show. Right now, this is the preview show. So there's your preview. Tune in Tuesday at 10 for the recap. And until next time, well, first, in the meantime, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, stalk us in real life, and until next time, go Mountain Lions!